What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. This is going to be an update to the videos that I did on Michael Irvin. Apparently, Michael Irvin's lawyer has seen the video camera footage, and according to him, it showed no signs of any type of misconduct on behalf of Michael Irvin. Now, apparently, they had a press conference where Michael Irvin brought on witnesses to speak publicly about their interactions with him and what they saw that night at the Marriott Hotel. And Michael Irvin, he broke down and while hearing one of the witnesses speak, and he also spoke as well about what is going on and how he felt demonized. And I understand that. I really do, especially as a black man in this country. We go through a lot as black men. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're just a super oppressed group. I'm not going to be one of those type of people, but us as black men individually, we have issues in the black community. We got issues outside of it. So we have had to deal with a lot. We've had a lot on our shoulders. And when you have a man like Michael Irvin who had his problems, we know about his well-documented problems when he played for the Cowboys, but Michael cleaned his act up, right? He has a family. He's been working at the NFL Network. He's been on ESPN. And you have a woman who makes an accusation against him who we don't even know. She's going to be able to move on with her life after almost trying to destroy Michael Irvin. And he was able to show, well, not really show the video, but his lawyer and him can prove that this heifer was lying. Now let's get into this article here. This is from TMZ. It says Michael Irvin's attorney says he's finally seen the video of the interaction the NFL Hall of Famer had with his misconduct accuser last month, and he claims the footage shows his client did nothing inappropriate with the woman whatsoever. Levi McCathern told reporters at a press conference in Dallas on Wednesday afternoon he was able to view the Marriott footage this week because the Marriott had been withholding the footage for a while, and I guess they finally got their hands on it. And after a court ordered the hotel giant to turn it over in a ruling earlier this month, he says Marriott officials wouldn't provide him with a copy of the vid, nor would they allow him to record it. But he said the clip, which was captured on February 5th at the Arizona establishment, showed an innocuous meetup between the hotel worker and Irving regardless. Now, McCathern claims you can see Irving and the woman initially meet up behind a pole in the hotel's lobby before they come into clear view of the camera. McCathern says Irving can be seen only touching the woman 4 times, once with an initial handshake, twice on the elbow, and once more with a handshake to say goodbye. She never act upset, McCathern said of the woman's demeanor on the video. She doesn't act like there's any problem at all. McCathern then brought out 2 witnesses on Zoom who said they were in the lobby when the meeting went down. Both told the room of reporters they didn't see anything inappropriate between Irving and his accuser. Irving, meanwhile, was present at the press conference, and he did speak to the media members, calling the whole ordeal sickening. This takes me back to a time where a white woman would accuse a black man of something, and they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot and drag him through the mud and hang him by a tree. Irving, who later broke down in tears while the witnesses recounted their memories of the evening, added that he was still yet to see the video of his encounter with the accuser. As for if the footage will ever be made public, McCathern filed another motion in court on Wednesday morning to get Marriott to turn over copies ASAP. Well, they need to. This woman clearly made a mistake that is going to cost the Marriott Hotel a lot of money, because they're going to end up having to pay Michael Irvin. They're going to have to pay him. I mean, this situation should have never happened. This woman not only should be fired, but there should be some sort of charges. We need to put some laws into the books about false accusations. This man could have lost his career. He probably, had issues with his family over what one lying heifer is saying. I told y'all, we need to stop this believe all women. There were so many people that were so quick to want to demonize Michael Irvin. I had people DMing me, trying to argue with me over my viewpoint, over what Michael Irvin did in the 90s. I don't give a shit about what Michael Irvin did in the 90s. He's a law-abiding citizen in 2023. So what he did in the 90s means nothing right now. We're talking about a man who has moved forward in his life, who should be able to have an opportunity to, I won't say have a second chance, but be able to live his life and work, because he hasn't been getting in trouble. He's had his issues. Michael Irvin would be the first one to tell you that he's had issues, but he does not deserve some white woman lying on him. Now, maybe this white woman doesn't understand humor. Maybe she thought about it and thought that Michael was being a certain way towards her. I don't know. But it's very clear to me that this woman could have destroyed this man's life. Look at this tweet that I put out about how he almost lost everything over a lie from a woman that we have not even seen yet. This woman's going to be able to move on with her life with no consequences.
A woman had come around the corner, kind of met Michael at the corner. They had a very brief interaction that was, super, friendly, lots of laughter. And Michael went back to his room. I went back to my seat. And 2 days later, I read about the story that we're talking about now.
At any point in time, did you see anything that caused you concern, you thought was inappropriate? Mr. Irvin should have done that, was done toward. Did you see anything like that? Well, it's frozen Zoom. He is in Europe. Guys, if he comes back, I'll do it. Other than that, I think that concludes the press conference. These gentlemen have offered to take questions if you want to. We're not going to take questions based on the fact that we still have this current lawsuit going on. So I appreciate everybody showing up today.
Wait, let me say this. Okay. Because I'm also just listening to Bill talk. Because I'm struggling. This is what I struggle with. You try to be an ambassador of the league, and also understand that God has blessed me and given me a platform to try to touch people, try to raise people, try to lift people up. And I don't know.
I don't know if you can hear that, but that was part. I just wanted y'all to see the part where he was getting emotional. This might audio maybe a little bit better here.
Though I say that, I gotta come back to this moment, and I not said to these guys, you know what, you cool guys, let's go outside and take that picture. And they wouldn't have been right there with me, and that would have been a moment that I've had alone. And I know nobody's going to listen to what I say. Nobody, still, if he's married, I don't want to hear what we have to say.
Some more from Michael Irvin. It's a very good thing that Michael Irvin had those guys around him, because if he didn't, he'd be in a whole lot of trouble, because it would be his word against hers. Now, you got people out there, especially feminists, that will say, well, he's a pro athlete, of course they're going to listen to him. Well, he has proof. And unfortunately for us as men, we don't get the benefit of the doubt. People can say, well, he's a pro athlete. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt, especially in the court of public opinion. When you got an athlete who divorces his wife, she puts out photos of face having bruises on it, and all of a sudden he's the worst thing ever. Even though they were fighting each other. It was mutual fighting. Not saying that it's right, but we as men, we don't get the benefit of the doubt. We get doubt. And Michael Irvin has to do this in order to exonerate himself. This woman who has been able to stay anonymous, she should not be able to stay anonymous making these types of claims, because one, it's going to cost the Marriott Hotel a lot of money, because if I'm Michael Irvin, I'm taking this full for. He's suing them for a lot of money. I told he's suing for $100 million, because this situation should have never happened. You have a woman, I don't know, once again, he said that he shook her, he touched her 4 times. He shook her hand twice, and he touched her on the elbow twice. Now, maybe that's something Michael does. Maybe, you know, when he hugs, when he shakes the hands of women, and probably men as well, when he shook their hand, he's probably, you know, you shake someone's hand and you grab their elbow. That could be a situation. Or when you talking to him, you touch the elbow, but it wasn't in a way that was considered inappropriate, because once again, from my understanding, she got his attention. Michael Irvin didn't stop that woman and say, "Hey, come over here and talk to me." I believe she stopped Michael Irvin to talk to him. So it wasn't like he was pursuing her, right? That's why I think that this whole thing, to me, just doesn't make any sense. It reeks of a woman who probably may have her own issues, and this situation, to me, just it could have been worse for Michael Irvin. But like I said, I hope Michael Irvin pursues this as fully as he can, and he deserves every dime he's going to get from Marriott if he settles, or if he, you know, gets a judgment, because this, to me, is not good for the Marriott Hotel. You're still employing somebody that lied on an ex-professional athlete. That's why they was hesitant to turn that video over, because they know by looking at that video, you know she was lying. So let me stay in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.